Hello and welcome to Blown to Bits, the podcast where we talk about video games and nerdy stuff, but primarily, sorry, that doesn't happen that often. That's a new experience. Yeah, but today mostly we're going to be talking about Endgame.
Yes, spoilers ahead.
Yeah, watch out. If you haven't seen it, get out. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. So let's all go around the room and introduce ourselves.
I'm Adam. You know me. I'm a regular.
Tell me something interesting about yourself, Adam.
I'm really farty.
Cool.
He's a gassy boy.
I'm a gassy guy. Musical man.
That's why I've scooted over this way. I'm Charlie. Not nearly as gassy as some. Actually, today I've been, a little bit bubbly. Yeah. And we have...
I'm Nate. Artistically known as Modify, I guess. I don't like saying, hey, I'm Modify, because it's like, that's not your real name.
Oh, we're going by made-up names. Then
yeah, exactly.
I'm
We use our
sure.
made-up names.
See it in the video.
I'm not too farty, but I'm a little burpy most of the time. Burps.
You're a belchy man.
Belchy.
Yeah.
Belchy baby.
I always try to, blow them away, too. I'm, aware of how harsh they are.
That's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan. I pick other people's noses.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Just mine.
I pick my kids' noses all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, children.
Getting poop on my finger no longer bothers me.
Not a big deal. Just
Oh,
follow
yeah.
the dial,
Fun way.
you'll be okay.
Earlier, one of his daughters came outside. I was laying in the hammock, and she decided that her hands belonged all over my face. And I had previously watched her earlier today just really scratching her butt crack down the back of her pants.
Oh.
And I know there was no washing of the hands in between then and now. So I literally, I just kind of did this thing, because she's so sweet. And I was just like, not right now. Not right now. Just not right now.
No. No.
We don't touch the face. Please don't do that.
We go through a lot of hand soap here.
Good.
Yes, they enjoy washing their hands.
Well, that's always a good habit to
That's
reinforce.
Very good habit.
They enjoy
Thank
it
you.
too much sometimes.
Yeah, so speaking of poop, how'd you guys like the Avengers?
It was,
It wasn't poop.
It was
wasn't
not.
poop.
Yeah, there we go.
It was very not poop.
It was long. I didn't have any bathroom breaks during it, which was,
I
it's
peed
all right.
right before I went in, so I wouldn't.
I
have
didn't
to.
pee before, and I didn't pee
It didn't
during.
really feel all that long, to be honest with you, though.
No, it was definitely one of those movies that it's not one of that you can watch over and over again. It was the conclusion, the finale. It wasn't really kind of a standalone. What do you feel like watching? We'll watch Endgame.
It's not Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
No.
or Civil
yeah.
War.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I could watch Winter Soldier over and over again.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Endgame, I do want to see it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
Now that there's a lot of little details in there that you kind of just miss until you get on Reddit.
And Fat Thor.
Yeah, because
Lebowski Thor.
you're pretty
Yeah.
much
Right.
trying to soak everything in.
Am I the only one that's seen it twice?
Yes,
You
Yeah.
are the only one who's seen it twice
fucking rich bastard.
in this room.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was great.
What was
second time around, too.
Yeah, what came out of the second viewing that you didn't necessarily catch the first time around?
Less claps and things like that. The viewing I went to I saw it on Thursday night,
Oh, okay.
and a lot of applause and things like that, which it's
Crowd interaction.
cool, but
Right.
getting to see it the second time without that was a lot better.
I never understood that. Clapping at a screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking clapped when Captain picked up Thor's hammer.
That was a big clap moment.
Yeah.
At the one I saw too.
And the I knew it.
Yeah.
If I was gonna clap at any point during that movie, it would be when the Hulk gave Ant-Man his tacos.
I
That
wouldn't-
was good.
That wasn't
That
a
was
clap moment for
Yo.
me.
Tacos are always a
That was a really
clap moment.
that was
I clap
a
for
sweet thing
tacos.
to do.
He protect, he attack, but most importantly, he give tacos back.
Were you happy with how Hulk turned out at this? I knew you were looking forward
I
to...
didn't like how they just kind of blew over it and just jumped straight to Professor Hulk.
Right.
And he's like, but he was fun.
There was no inner struggle.
Yeah.
You didn't. I wanted to see that inner struggle where Hulk and Bruce Banner are kind of fighting with each other towards the beginnings. I mean, they had 3 hours, and they could have put that in there.
There was no climax to his story arc.
Right, it just kind of concluded.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a little disappointing. But my other main predictions came true, which I was pretty proud of.
Which ones?
I predicted that Iron Man would be the one to die and Captain America would retire.
Yeah.
Pretty strong predictions, yeah.
I've seen a lot of people, and they're like, well, Captain didn't come back with Thor's hammer or whatever, and they were all like confused about that. Have y'all seen that?
Well, he had to take it back because they were replacing everything.
Yeah, exactly. And
like
that
the
was
stone, so that's why he took Mjolnir back.
yeah.
How did he put back the Soul Stone? Did he give it?
See, that's another good question.
Like,
did he just go
back?
give it to Red Skull?
Yeah.
Like, here you go. Remember me? Like,
Right.
I kind of sent you to.
Yeah.
Kind of sent you here. Want to fight about it? You know?
Or did he find a way to bring back? Did he trade the Soul Stone for Black Widow?
No.
That's
an interesting thought, though.
I'd like to see. You know how they're doing all the Disney Plus stuff? It would be really dope to see, like, just the whole sequence of Cap going back and returning the stones, and then
the thing with
like living his life with what's her name?
Yeah.
Peggy? Yeah.
Well, they never
What a
said
name.
who.
Well,
He never said like who he married. Like Falcon was like, "You want to tell me about
It's
it?"
like,
And he goes,
no, you don't think
no.
I feel like the only reason that Black Widow died was because Scarlett Johansson didn't want to do it anymore. Like,
But she's doing a origin film.
Yeah.
is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
The one where he throws the stone back and she comes back.
Yeah.
Whoop. Hello, back again.
But if they're opening up the multiverse, I mean, fuck.
I mean, they're
Who
doing that
knows?
with the new Spider-Man.
Right?
Well, they kind of opened it up for the X-Men to enter too.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So-
yeah, because now I think they actually own the rights to X-Men.
They do.
They just bought Fox.
Yeah. They're looking
Disney.
at buying Hulu now.
Disney is going to own the world.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on their way to owning just about every single thing in the entertainment industry.
If
Right.
they keep making movies like this, I'm kind of cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
all the Star Wars and Marvel and all that. I'm totally down with all that. So
Yeah.
As long as Ryan Johnson never works again.
I didn't think he
Praises
did
be.
that bad.
Yes. I agree with you.
I mean, I wouldn't want him to direct another Star Wars movie, but
He's supposed to still be getting a trilogy.
No,
Like another
they
trilogy?
canceled that.
I heard that they did, and then I heard like, oh no, it's back on. You never
they
know.
just
No,
announced today that
There's
they're
gonna be
doing
an
3
uproar.
more.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wonder what it's going to be about.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. I'm
Yeah,
getting
that
that
was
shit
cool.
the day it comes out.
I want to see a Castaway style movie with Obi-Wan living in Tatooine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like roughing it,
Yeah,
and
Ben.
wheeling and dealing, going to Mos Eisley on the weekend for some fair play, like some.
Jerking off.
No, that was Dice. That was Dice.
If you say so.
Tatooine doesn't revolve around jerking off. It revolves around
Have
gambling.
you been there?
It's
Yes.
never fair play for me whenever that happens.
Episode 1. If you've seen episode 1, you've been to Tatooine. I think episode 1 had the best Tatooine out of all of them. I think that's why it's one of my favorites.
That was a good Tatooine.
It was a good Tatooine.
Yeah.
It gave us one of the greatest video games of all time, which was
Pod Racer.
Yeah, Pod Racer
oh
on
God, that shit was
N64.
awesome.
I love.
Did you ever play the arcade one they did not that long ago? Where you
Yeah.
actually use the levers?
I didn't like.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
man, I played that at Dave and Buster's. It was the shit.
Yeah,
I
liked
thought
it.
that was
I
really
thought it
cool.
Dude, the original Pod Racer for N64 is on Steam right now for like $6.
There's
Or
actually
$8
a
something.
cheat code on the original. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before. I think I told you. On the original N64, there's a cheat code you can use where you can plug in 2 controllers and you can use the analog sticks on both controllers, like hold one in each hand, to use the Pod Racer.
That's cool.
So you can actually like push it forward just like they do in the movie, or turn, you'll hold one back and one forward and that kind of stuff, and then use the triggers for boosting and venting. And
I was
things
about
like
to say,
that.
yeah, the triggers would be really cool to use with that as well.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a cool cheat.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, something that could only be done on a Nintendo system.
Exactly.
Dude, back to Endgame. Did you
Yeah.
guys see Howard the Duck?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't.
After the fact, I did.
Yeah. When Doctor Strange opens all the portals and everybody's coming out, Howard Duck runs out with a gun.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it until I saw like video reviews.
I was too
pointed it
busy
out.
looking for X-Men.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I really was, because I had that belief in my head. I was like, well, they own it now. I was like, I'm just waiting to see Hugh Jackman make a quick cameo running out of a portal and stab someone, you know, or...
He does not want to play Logan anymore.
I don't blame him. He's...
I mean,
Right.
with
He had a good send-off.
Yeah, with Logan, he said, "I'm done. No more cameos, nothing." He just doesn't want to do it anymore. That was like Robert Downey Jr. He's like, "I'm done with Iron Man. No cameos or anything."
It's just so much time and effort that you have to put into that. It's like, I mean, you're already established, and if you're going out on a good note, then hell,
yeah.
Mhm.
I can't blame him.
He'll never have to work a day
who,
in his life.
Who would you ever replace them with, though? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in the comic
Yeah.
books, Iron Man was replaced by his daughter.
Yeah.
He has a daughter in the movie.
Right.
But I think that, Marvel Phase 4 is going to kind of go into space more than centered on Earth.
That's kind of what I think too. And then while that's going on, they'll kind of those other characters that are gonna grow older
Mm-hmm.
are gonna like get older, and then they'll do like New Avengers or something like that.
I
So I think
really,
Hawkeye's daughter will come up like that.
Yeah.
Morgan Stark will probably come up like that. Captain Marvel will probably come back into the fold.
Spider-Man.
Thor sticks
around.
I think
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man.
he's got to be an Avenger eventually, right?
Well, he is an Avenger.
Well, I mean,
But I think going forward, he's going to be one of like the core members, kind of like how the original Avengers were.
mhm.
I think it'll be like Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and then we'll see maybe a couple new ones.
Doctor Strange.
We need an
Doctor
X-Men.
Strange.
Yeah,
I want to see Wolverine in the
I do
Avengers.
too.
You know,
yeah. What was it?
Did you guys notice
Draken or Draken?
Dakin?
Dakin. Yeah.
I would like to see Dakin, but
Right.
I don't see Marvel going in that direction.
He was dope in like Dark Avengers.
The Dark Avengers
Yeah.
was super cool. Taskmaster is Captain America.
Mhm.
It's sick. It just
He's
sounds
like
cool.
everybody. He's like Hawkeye. He has the
Yeah.
aim of Hawkeye. He's got, Captain America's shield, everything.
Man.
I wonder what Falcon's going to do with Captain America's shield hanging above his fireplace.
Yeah, I mean...
It's a heavy shield.
Yeah.
He's not strong.
He probably can't throw it like that
No,
unless he gets a lot of momentum, like he's flying and he.
I don't
make a
know.
gong out of it.
Maybe he'll find some super soldier serum.
I don't see them doing that.
I mean...
Did you also notice like how when Peter Parker came back, like they're all still the same age in high school? Because wasn't the snap like 5 years
Yeah.
later?
Yeah, they all still come back, like...
So did everyone in the high school get snapped, or it's like everyone else graduated and it's just like
I think it was just a few that were left. Like, the people that got snapped probably came back as is.
Mm-hmm. That's so interesting.
So that would be
I'm real hype about that movie now.
Yeah,
that would be
5
so
years
weird.
difference.
Like, what if you were like twins, and then like your twin got snapped, and then you grew up 5 years, and then they came back the same age? You'd be 5 years older.
Especially if you're a kid.
Man.
Yeah,
That would make it even weirder. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, think of it like if my two kids are 3 and 5. If like my 3-year-old or my 5-year-old got snapped, when she came back, her younger sister would be older than her.
Right?
Odd dynamic.
Oh yeah.
The
I have
family
the power
troubles
now.
that would ensue.
Like, I mean, just think about the arguments. Like, who's older?
Yeah.
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 With the technology too,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 years these days, man.
especially.
Who
Yeah.
knows what's going to be out there?
I can't operate my iPhone anymore.
iPhone.
iPhone.
What's an iPhone?
Caveman?
That's fun. That's old news.
You
Oh,
don't
man.
have the implant yet.
Yeah, you don't have the neural link?
Yeah.
It's like, why is your eye twitching? Oh, I'm reading my emails.
Email.
Email will be around for a long time.
Yeah, emails
Yeah.
forever. There's
It's
too
like
much
voicemail.
too much spam invested in that.
Have you guys seen Kevin Smith's review of Endgame? You ever watch any of
I
this stuff?
keep seeing it on my YouTube, but it's like an hour long.
It's good, man. Like,
It's Kevin Smith. Of course it's good.
and he's so into it, and just the way he reviews it. I mean, he cries a couple times. You're like, damn, dude. Like, he's such a fan.
Well, dude, Stan Lee's cameo in Captain Marvel was from his movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Stan Lee originally did a cameo in one of Kevin Smith's movie, and he had like a certain line. I forgot what it was. Do you remember?
No.
I don't even remember which movie it was from.
But in Captain Marvel, the cameo is Stan Lee's on the bus rehearsing his lines on the way to
I remember
Kevin
that now.
Smith's movie.
Because it was the Mallrats script. That's
Yes,
what it was.
yes,
he had the
Mallrats.
script from Mallrats. I remember that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
And
makes
then,
sense.
Yeah, Kevin Smith like put a short YouTube video out, and he just pretty much just started bawling.
Yep.
Man.
I went and saw Endgame with Randy, and she cried 3 times before the movie even started, like at the trailers. So I knew I was in for a long ride. Yeah, there's like probably about 12 or 15 times where like she was like making sounds, crying next to me. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I was just laughing at the same time.
I cry every now and then during movies.
I
but
got a little misty-eyed from time to time in that.
It's usually not like sad moments. Usually really epic moments that
Okay.
I cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'll get a little misty-eyed when the music, and then something crazy epic happens.
Yeah.
What was the most hard part watching that, do you think, in Endgame? Like, were you fighting the tears back?
Hawkeye's family.
Or the tears came. That's
when
what
he
it's-
went, when he was sent
That
back
was-
in time,
Oh.
and he had to like, and his kids were, in the
And
house.
he was about to run in the door, and then he came back.
Yeah.
That was a good part. Yeah.
That was, but like partly where he couldn't find his kids at all. Like,
Like
At
the
the very
very
beginning.
opening
yeah,
scene.
yeah, dude. Like that was just like, ugh, right in the gut.
Out of like
Yeah.
50% of the population, 100% of his family was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theater was so quiet during that when I saw it that, I mean, you could hear people like swallowing. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And like sniveling.
I think the most emotional moment was Ant-Man losing his taco.
That was pretty sad.
I think
He still had the shell.
Peter and Iron Man like seeing each other was hard, and then like right after that, like
He had to say goodbye.
he had to say goodbye to him. I mean, like, God, that's rough. And then when Peter Quill like saw Gamora and she's like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah, that
ouch.
was a pretty big stinger right there.
Dude,
And the low blow.
Iron Man's wife, what's her superhero name? Like her suit?
Shit, I should know this, but I don't.
I have
It
no idea.
looked badass.
Yeah, it did look
regardless.
She Iron Man.
I like
Yeah.
how they set that up too. He was like, I make her lots of things that are in the garage that she never wears.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Her suit was. I would like to see more of that. I want to see a female Iron Man. I think that would be kind of cool.
Well, they
It'll
kind of
be his
set
daughter.
up A-Force, which is like the all-female Avengers.
Yeah.
That
What
one
was
scene
that, like
where
Captain
they had
Marvel and
they had
Those
Captain
boss
Marvel.
ass
They had
bitches.
all of them
Yeah.
that were there, and I think Black Widow was gone at that point.
See, I
but-
thought that was just like a nod to feminism.
Yeah.
More than setting anything
It's like,
up.
see, we do.
I don't
have
know.
strong
Maybe we'll get
female-
She-Hulk soon.
that would be dope.
She-Hulk is awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Because she's like more in control of her form
Mhm.
than the Hulk is. Like her and her form kind of work together.
Yeah, Professor Hulk in the Avenger, he was kind of small.
Yeah. I think they shrunk him down a little
They
bit.
shrunk him down a lot.
'Cause I think he gets more jacked the more rage he has, right?
They did in like
Or
the
he
original.
gets stronger.
Yeah, he
Right.
gets stronger. Like he stays the same size in this like representation of him. But like if you remember the very first Incredible Hulk, like the madder he got, the taller he got, to where he was like tall as a house at one point.
Damn.
Do you remember that?
That was the Ed Norton.
No, it was the
No.
one before Ed Norton.
Oh
It
no,
was
I didn't even see that one. That was like the Warner Brothers.
You're talking about the
Yeah.
one where he fights those
Yeah.
dogs outside
Yeah.
when it's like real dark. That movie was really dark. Real dark. Like
Yeah.
when
He
when
was-
he snapped that jaw, like
Yeah.
grabbed
Yeah.
it, just like click. Like
He was really green in that one. He was like almost neon green. Like they toned him down a lot. Like they did a lot of mistakes, but it was cool seeing him. Like the madder he got, the bigger he got, which was fun.
I do think that the actor change, even though I love Edward Norton, I think Mark Ruffalo was a way better Hulk.
Yeah. Well,
I
Yeah.
agree.
Edward Norton, I mean, he had some problems with Marvel. I watched a lot of videos on like why he didn't come back, and
Yeah, I've heard he's a really hard person to work with.
he basically signed up for the Incredible Hulk with the clause that he was able to rewrite the script as he saw fit. and he does that with every movie he's in. He's allowed to rewrite the script, and he rewrote a lot of it, and a lot of it got cut.
Oh.
And there was a lot of creative differences, and like
That sounds really. That's a little too much.
Right?
He's
It's
very
like prima donna.
He's very
Yeah,
bitter
man.
about it. Like he was even like
you don't write comics, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, he was even making jabs at it like a year ago when they did like the comedy roast of Bruce Willis. I
Mhm.
watched that. He was like one of the guest speakers, and he was making jabs at Marvel.
Okay.
I've from what I can tell, he's kind of a dick to work with, which sucks because he's like one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't peg him as one of my favorite actors, but I would say that almost any movie he's in though
Mm-hmm.
is really good.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, the fact that he can do something like American History X and play like this buff, crazy neo-Nazi, and then go from that to like Fight Club, where he plays, you know, the schizophrenic, crazy,
like
you know,
frail.
Right.
yeah, frail person, and then he'll go to
Death to Smoochie, Yeah, where he's just like this happy-go-lucky
Yeah.
kids
That
show
movie's great.
character.
I
Like
forgot about that movie.
Oh,
like-
my own patch of wheatgrass.
he's like the Johnny Depp that's not weird.
right.
Like he's Johnny Depp if Johnny Depp wasn't friends with Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Like he can
Right.
he can embody different roles much better than a lot of actors that you see nowadays, because a lot of actors, they play the same role in every movie. Gerard Butler,
yeah.
same role every movie. Channing Tatum,
I've only seen him in 300.
yeah.
He plays other roles.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. But they're
Well,
But they all are
they're
300.
the same. They're
Yeah.
the same. Well,
Over the
Gamer was
top
a little
dude
bit
stuff.
different.
Gamer was
It-
pretty cool, but
Yeah.
It was a cool movie, but it was the same role.
That angry.
Yeah, it's just the angry, tough,
Den-
older, sexy
Denzel
man.
Washington plays the same in just about any movie he's in as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that make it. I mean, Christopher Walken. I mean, it's Christopher Walken. You know, you
When
can't
you put him
change-
in a movie, he's himself. Like
Yeah.
he's
no,
just
you
him.
you
John-
write a role for Christopher
Yeah.
Walken. In
Wasn't
the
he
movie
the
you're making.
original cast for Han Solo?
I don't
Dude,
know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere.
That would be crazy.
Could you
How
imagine?
weird would that be? Him coming back in these late movies and seeing him as Han Solo. Son, don't stab me here.
Turn to the dark side. It's bad.
It's bad. It's very
What's
bad.
that say on the camera?
Let me check it. It probably said it stopped.
Has
We're only at 23 minutes. Oh no, we lost a camera.
We did lose a
camera
camera.
down. Camera down.
Start it again, and I'll find the spot.
Just fill it with like a little.
Okay, no.
Dun, 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 dun.
To everybody watching, that's how I. Oh, it stopped again.
What?
Memory card is full.
I don't think so. It's only 16 gig. I mean, it's a 16 gig memory card.
Can't.
Cards full.
Card
Oh,
Ha!
we're back to one camera.
I
Okay.
called it.
All right, you can leave that off.
Hello,
and-
everyone. For the rest of the show, you're going to be looking at me and Charlie.
Yeah.
The better looking of the four.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, do you think? I've heard that
Yes,
there's a
you're
lot
beautiful.
of. Thank you so much. I heard there was a lot of kerfluffle about, having Fat Thor as like a punchline. Like people are saying it's like fat shaming and stuff.
No.
Oh, jeez.
I think
It's a bunch
he
of
was-
millennial fucking snowflakes.
I think he was the most positive thing in the movie.
Yeah.
Because he was basically showing that depression, no matter whether you're depressed or not, you're still worthy of something. You know, you still
Right.
have value.
It was the most accurate representation of PTSD I've ever seen.
That's
Right,
a good
yeah.
point.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because
And,
I was
like,
really like back and forth about it. I was like, I like this. It's hilarious. But then it kept going on. He was crying a lot. And I was like, man. But at the same time, you pointed that out about PTSD and stuff. Like, that's totally like valid.
right.
And the
And
fact
when he
that
got when he called his hammer, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that showed like even though he was so messed up, you know, he was messed up beyond recognition to the Avengers at 1st. That his hammer still came to him, you know, shows that, you know,
He's
no
still
matter
worthy.
you
Yeah.
have value no matter what
mean, that
state of your
surprised
life you're in.
him.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just think that was more of a life lesson. Like instead of fat shaming, like people, oh, it's fat shaming.
Yeah.
That's
It's like, oh,
stupid.
Well, I mean, the dude has gone through the biggest, craziest arc in like character arc and progression than anybody in the Marvel universe.
He's let go
Yeah.
of more.
Yeah.
He's lost more.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
lost-
lived longer than most of everybody there,
I mean,
too.
He lost his dad. He lost his mom. He lost his brother.
Half of his people.
Yeah, half
Heimdall.
of his people.
Yeah.
I mean, even more than half
And
of
all
his
in,
people.
like, what, 5-10 years?
Yeah, his
Yeah,
best
because
friend.
they
that's
didn't
like a
just
day
snap
for him.
Asgard, they destroyed Asgard.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't just snap it, they actually destroyed it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Hela came in the third Thor movie and just decimated
I
it.
mean, they really
Yeah.
ground it home in Avengers Infinity War when he was talking to Rocket and he was basically like, I don't have anything left to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, apparently he can because he blamed himself for. I mean, he blamed himself for losing in Infinity War.
Mhm.
yeah,
I think
because
that's
he didn't
what
chop his
put
head
him
off.
to that point. And then, like, after
Yeah.
the fact, I mean, you could even see it in his expression when Thanos is like, I snapped and destroyed the stones, and he immediately just cut his head off. It was
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
because, like, you could just see the ultimate defeat
Mhm.
in his eyes. He's like, I can't do anything
Just
except kill this guy.
grasping for some
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
But something good came out of it, and if he is not in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Oh, me too.
He will be, man. They got James Gunn back. That movie's going to be
Yeah.
incredible.
No doubt. I was
That movie's
so
going to
happy
be
to hear that.
amazing. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
I really hope like he's still fat in it too. Like, I want him to stay the Lebowski for a little while.
I want him
kinda
to
dig it
remain
too,
some
yeah.
pudge at least.
Yeah, well, he needs to stay kind of
Or at
like the
least
nonchalant.
have him like kind of lost some of the weight, and they're still like Rocket's still poking fun of him. He's like, "Hey, I see you're losing a little bit of weight there, Thor."
Yeah.
Like,
I just want his attitude to be like he's just there to hang out,
Right.
and when shit goes to shit, he's like, "Fuck it, okay,
So, okay, here we
and
go.
then slap some people around. Like, I want him to be the Big Lebowski.
well, I think the reason it hit him so hard, honestly, going back to that, was if you think about it, he lived for thousands of years and never knew defeat.
Yeah,
Never.
1,500 years old.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
never knew defeat. Just dominated every foe he ever came into contact with. Like armies and armies of people, just destroyed them. And then one guy, just one guy, did all of that to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's-
that was like part of like what the director of Ragnarok was going for, was to show like in the beginning, like, he's chained up talking to that big demon dude, and
Mhm.
like he really wanted to show off like how, Thor was like nonchalant, like, I'll get out of it, whatever, and then slowly break him down over the movie. And the Russo brothers really, like they said, they really appreciated that because they were able to kind of complete his arc by him slowly hitting rock bottom, and
Right.
then,
Which is playing Fortnite, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time
He
we
got
have
on the
for.
headset. God, that was hilarious. I had a dog sponge.
Guys, we gotta go.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate every single one of you. As always, you can find me, Adam, online at Talleon. That's at TALLEEON.
And that's all the time we have for. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye. You don't need to find me.
Shunt Trip.
Yeah. Patreon, give us money. Damn it.
Bye.